I want to address something else having to do with President Trump and his tariffs and how he flips the tariffs off and on his decision to have them. And what just happened just this week was probably the worst thing that we have seen. For those that have ethical values, know what I'm talking about. For those that don't care, like the MAGA Trump kind, you don't care. Um, Trump just manipulated the market willingly and openly in front of everyone. He decided to put tariffs all over the world without reason. And at the time, it didn't make sense to me. I was like, why is he doing that? Like, he's like the entire world. And at the time that he was saying, "Oh, all these countries around the world they're ripping off the USA," when the U.S. has been actually the person who, not the person, I'm sorry, the nation that has been in control of a lot of countries around the world, nations that are in debt with them, that rely on them, that have a lot of debt that is owed to the U.S. through the years and years with those negotiations. So that didn't make sense how they're ripping them off because, and yes, there are some countries that have some mild tariffs, but nothing compared to what he did. And at the time when it happened, I have to disclose that I have in the past invested in stock. I'm not a millionaire, but I've had stocks and I've invested into even Tesla. I invested in Amazon, Netflix, General Electric, different companies, just overall. And when this happened, I had a feeling that there was a manipulation coming on, but I wasn't sure. I'm like, this is kind of like not the thing that I would really support if it's what I'm thinking. And it was just confirmed by what's happening publicly in the news with Congressman, Congress member MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is the most public now, showing that what they did is demand the announcements, and behind closed doors, it appears to have been people that were informed, hey, these tariffs are just to play and manipulate the market. And that's pretty much what the message was. So get ready to buy when the market goes down. And that sounded way off. And that's not something that even I, at the moment, I was like, oh, maybe I should do that. I should get some money that I have and put it in there. But you know what? I have morals. I'm not those people that are putting messages online saying, if you get $5,000 from Doge and Elon Musk, you should stop complaining about what they're doing with the cutting arbitrarily. But this is an example right here where you choose ethically to not play that gamble, illegal gamble in a way, on the world. And people were hurt. You don't believe it, but these threats on tariffs around the world hurt people, even because people have to make business decisions as short as in a week. So yes, there were people that were affected by it. So I chose not to participate in that. I was like, I'm not going to put money in there because I have a feeling that he might be doing that. And the thing is, that's not the worst part. The worst part is the country is looking worse and worse in front of the world. But because of the instability, the manipulation, the arbitrary actions, it's not someone you can rely on as a stable partner. Like if we're talking about being married to someone or having a partnership with people, people are saying, hey, we need to stay away from this. And this is a long-term effect on the nation about what's happening with every decision this guy is making. That the MAGA like cheering, yeah, this is what I voted for. Yeah, 4 more years. Cry, libtards. That's not it. It's the long term effect of what's going to do to the country, the relationships. what they've done with, countries like Canada or in England or in any other countries, they're having a realization. They're like, hey, the USA is becoming too unstable, too erratic, too egotistical, too immature. I guess I'm describing Trump, but I mean that's what the US represents right now. Erratic, unstable. It's not a good place to be in, a good relationship to be in, and I think that's why people are kind of walking away from it. They're making arrangements. Let's stay away from this guy, and that's where the economy and our financial markets will get hurt eventually. Right now, oh yeah, we made a bunch of money. Of those people that put in their money, knowing unethically that was going on, that's not ethical. And I mean, my opinion has always been, even though I invest in the stock market a little bit here and there, my thinking has always been it's kind of a gambling thing. It's not really like a hard work where you invest in a business and you work a business and you build it and you grow it. Or you have a job and you work. No, this is a kind of a gambling thing. People make money that way. And yes, I'm not denying I did it a little bit myself. I made some money, but realistically, if you're being honest, that's kind of like gambling. You're just gambling and making money and getting rich off gambling in a way. But that's another conversation. And I just wanted to give you a couple of quotes from Trump before. This is what it sounds like to me, what Trump has done. Blatantly doing this kind of open market manipulation in a way, which is going to hurt the U.S. eventually anyway. And that's what I've been complaining about. Here's the first one. I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody, and I won't lose any voters. Okay? It's like incredible. He said this in 2016 at a Christian college where people are supposed to be Christian in Iowa. And another one. Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing. I think you will probably be rewarded mightily by our press. Trump at a press conference in Florida in July 2016, speaking about Hillary's emails. And that should give you an idea what this is. He blatantly called for a foreign government back then to interfere in our politics, in our electoral process. And nobody said anything. Oh, okay. That's what happened right now. And same thing with that other quote I gave you. I could shoot somebody in the middle of Fifth Avenue. It's becoming that way. He's doing that blatantly in front of people. Unethical stuff that people should be like, hey, that's not good. And even George Santos, the disgraced former congressman who has been indicted for wire fraud and many other things, and was in Congress for nearly a year, he just said that same thing in a radio show, just I guess yesterday or so. He said, oh, I would still support Trump even if he shot somebody on Fifth Avenue. He quoted Trump saying he would do it. And many MAGA people are there these days. And that's what happened with this market manipulation thing. People that gained, they don't care. They just want to be cheaters and cheat and make money. And just play the system. Just be a conman. That's not a good place to be. Anyway, that's my message to everyone out there. Y'all have a good one. We're not in the right place if we're with leaders that don't respect values.